kind of funny we're slagging like Alex Jones off for getting booted off all these platforms, and then like the next day, like all our pals are getting kicked off. We're like, no, down with this censorship.
But the thing is, the difference between it is that, you know, he's getting papped off because he claimed that the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting was fake, right? That's why he's getting taken down. Whereas we're all getting taken down for calling him a cunt for saying that, and that's not okay.
I mean, like, Trump basically causes these massive international diplomatic incidents via the platform, and he's still on it.
I know.
You know?
Wouldn't it be great if Trump did get kicked off Twitter and you'd got like rogue Trump trying to get his account back by setting up, like real Donald Trump.
But he wouldn't last 2 seconds in like an early 2000s internet forum. You'd be negged to fuck, and then you get banned by the moderators. That was what would happen. I miss those days so much. Negging should be brought back, because you could just take a glance at someone on a forum and just go, right, you're the good guy because you get loads of green bars, and then you knew who the wankers were because they had that massive red bit where everyone just negged them because they made horrible posts or they just talk shit all the time. You got an understanding right off the bat of who was making sense and who was a wanker.
Reddit, for all its horror, and there is horror, but you vote up or you vote down.
That's what I mean, yeah. Maybe negging's like too niche a word, but that's what it is.
Well, the problem is that now women in particular associate negging with those twats who walk up to them and say, you're quite attractive for a blonde girl.
Oh, is that what that is?
That's what that is.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's not what I meant at all. I don't agree with that.
It's an insult disguised as a compliment. It's pick-up artists, yeah.
Oh, shit, okay, sorry, that's not what I was meaning at all. I'm getting embarrassed now.
These guys who live in their mum's basements and then give speeches about, how to pick up women. Like,
no, I would downvote that.
Problem with downvoting is you can get like brigading, where folk like descend on a person or a like topic and just like downvote everyone.
Or there's bots and algorithms, and they manipulate subreddits and all that.
Well, I mean, you see that all the time, don't you? As soon as the Tories put a fucking Twitter poll out, fucking get on there. Yeah.
I think that's happened a few times. What was it, like the one where we got Nicola Sturgeon to be voted higher than the Queen as like the UK's greatest woman? And I mean, on one hand, I'm like, that's quite cool, but it's less cool when you've got all these like Scottish politics nerds going like, get on the Sky News website and vote for her. It's somebody kind of takes the kind of away from that.
I think we should call that boaty McBoat facing.
Yeah.
You just descend on a boat.
I love the
boaty
McBoat face. Yeah.
I think the worst thing that's happened to the world is Wi-Fi and smartphones, and that it just lets all these normal people on the internet. Whereas in the old days, you had to at least go and get a cable and plug it in, from the router.
My mum is on WhatsApp, and that's all we need to know about what's wrong with the world.
For you could time the downfall of Western civilization from Wi-Fi and smartphones.
I say it's the mistake we made was buying our parents iPads for Christmas. That was the death of civilization. Because we grew up on this shit, and we learned how much bullshit, bollocks, lies, deception, conspiracy, horrible porn, the whole 9 yards, what the internet was. We were schooled, so when Trump turned up, we were ready for that motherfucker. Our parents were not. They were taken off guard by Nigel Farage because they could watch a fucking 9/11 conspiracy video made by some 10-year-old kid with PowerPoint in his basement and think it was all real. Because we were schooled to know the difference between fact and fiction, right from wrong.
See the Cambridge Analytica stuff, everyone's always like, it's super secret smoke and mirror stuff. They just use like Facebook advertiser tool. That's all they've done.
Yeah.
It's like, you could go on and do it now. Everyone's like, super secret Russian spies. And it's like, they just paid Facebook to target advertising. That's all it was.
In rubles. That was the bit that got me. They paid in fucking rubles. And Facebook were there going, we have no idea. Well, I tell you what. Why don't you do a wee fucking search on how many people paid for American presidential election campaign adverts in rubles?
Do you think Alex Salmond gets paid in rubles for his TV show on RT?
It'll go to the production company for his show.
Salmond will be paid by the production.
There's some tax dodge involved.
So, Tasmina might be, or they're both in that together. They both own the production company. So actually, they probably do get paid in rubles. Actually, don't know. That's interesting.
Is he still doing that show?
I don't know. So. I think everyone stopped watching it anyway. I don't think anyone really started, to be honest.
I watched a couple of them on YouTube just to see whether or not it was going to be any good, and when I established no, he's really not good at this, bless his heart. He's really, really awkward.
I talked about the kind of you're saying about the Cambridge Analytica stuff. I mean, I read somewhere that it was one image. It was Hillary Clinton boxing with Jesus.
And that's like the clickbait clickbait term.
Yeah, but there was this theory that this was the image that swung the election, because apparently the Russians were targeting like everyone in Texas and stuff like this. What did the Americans? What did they think about things? Oh yeah, they like the religion and they and they were just thinking the most cliched shit they could get to trigger the American right-wing Christians.
The targeted advertising from the Brexit one, there was stuff. It was basically like that. Like it wasn't that far removed. And the weirdest one I saw was like the EU is stopping us saving the polar bears, and I was going, what? Like I couldn't compute who that was targeted to and who it was trying to convince.
It was actually targeted at women. That advert, that one and bullfighting, that there were certain adverts that were targeted specifically at women, and they were all to do with animal rights, and it was bullfighting and polar bears.
But you can just imagine them sat there, like in the Kremlin, going,
"You have a woman's Facebook advert,
but they like the cute fluffy polar bear. They feel sorry for this, and then they just have to put those things together. But that's apparently all it was with the religious stuff. That's why they just have to frame Hillary,
Jesus,
devil, Jesus. Which side are you on?
Yeah,
what a job.
I know. Just make it up. That's what we do on Twitter, but they're getting paid for it.
We're doing it for free. We're idiots.
Has it reached, especially in the back of like the alt-right getting taken off social media or whatever, has it reached like the high watermark of the fake news and the alt-right, or is it going to take another dimension? Are they going to be martyrs? And
I reckon Facebook will go. I'm still quietly confident that platform will die like MySpace did. I think Twitter will probably kind of soldier on, but I think people... I read actually already that younger people now, like the generation behind the millennials, who seem like the best generation yet, because apparently they're all like living relatively healthily. They're not online as much. They're not really using social media.
They're not healthy.
Things.
They're all
Having
fucking vegans.
Well, yeah, I don't know why they're having less sex. That's a very strange...
Because they're all fucking vegans. That's why.
They're all
too weak.
Yeah, that's it.
What I was going to say about the younger people was I think it's going to get to the point of like, if you see your parents doing it, it's no longer cool. When your dad's on there posting about UKIP, suddenly Facebook is like, ugh. And, and they'll come up with something new. It'll be something different. And we'll be like the old codgers that are still going like, I remember when I had 70,000 Twitter followers and I was dead important. And like, we'll be
Granddad.
What, you were in your 30s making Twitter accounts, you fucking loser. And like, that was how they all look at like us, basically.
It's already kind of happened though. Like, WhatsApp was dominant for a while for younger people. Now that's kind of my age group. Then it was Snapchat, but that seems to have fallen out of favour in the last year.
I think the Trump election, to me, was the height of Western stupidity. And I think either we go for World War III or we start to go the other way.
We either don't survive or we improve.
Yeah, it's like either we're completely fucked or this has to be like, whoa, wait a minute here, let's not do that. And from what I'm seeing, like things like InfoWars getting booted out, you can kind of feel there's a switch.
Quite a few articles recently, it's all proper dystopia stuff, which I do love, I have to say, but I'm reading it and basically all these academics are saying, no, we're all doomed. We can't get back from this. This is the peak. The human mind can't catch up to where we are. Technology's too far ahead. The world environment's too knackered. And that's how it ends.
The soil.
That's how it ends. Just you kind of like, oh, what can we do? And it's like, full stop, finished.
I don't believe that. I think there's a way back.
I think that's even a bit too bleak for me. Yeah.
I just think you just get to the point of like, oh fuck, we better do something now. Like with the climate change thing, when all that hot weather hit, I think even people that were dead sceptical about that went, oh wait a minute, this isn't quite right. It's the hottest day ever recorded in Europe. Like, I think when those type of headlines were starting to come out, people that were like,
48 degrees in Portugal.
The problem is like it's already here. We should have probably been trying to preempt this like decades ago. But equally now it's here. I think everyone is going a bit, oh yeah, we probably should do something about this.
Yeah,
I mean, the things that they're asking us to do are like not drink out a straw. It's like,
I know, it's ridiculous. I know.
It's like you need to like
we're going to ban straws, and now disabled people
plan.
won't be able to drink juice. That's not helpful. It's not.
It's good because you can sit in Glasgow city centre surrounded by exhaust fucking pipes pumping all this shit here, but you're just drinking out of a glass and no straw in it going, that's it.
Chinese are just like ploughing like mercury into the sea, and we were like, oh no, I can't have a plastic straw.
I'm not saying the plastic straws are good. I'm saying like, okay, it's a wee thing, but it is a bit daft on the backdrop of all this other shite we're not dealing with. You know what I mean?
It's a specific tactic, which is that industry has, and industry does this all the time. They abdicate their responsibility for the problems they've created by making it seem like it's a personal responsibility issue. And you see that with, for instance, sugar and alcohol and everything. And there is personal responsibility.
Yeah.
But when 90% of the problem is corporate responsibility,
Yeah.
dealing with the straws isn't the thing that we should be tackling first.
I do think that there's something to do with the tackling of plastic. Actually, I do believe in that quite strongly, because only because when I actually went to Ghana, because over here we just put all our stuff in the bin and it gets taken somewhere else. We don't have to look at it because we get these rubbish pickups. Whereas over there you don't have that, and there's bits of Ghana on the side of the road where it's just littered with plastic bags and plastic bottles and all that stuff. And the annoying part about it was that when they used to have glass bottles, when Coca-Cola used to serve everything in glass bottles and so forth, they had a recycling system locals had set up to deal with that, but of course you can't do it with plastic. So I do actually think getting shot of the plastic is a good thing, but again, to me, I view that as more as, well, Coca-Cola should stop basically using plastic bottles to serve the fucking drink in.
Yeah, that's my issue. Like, you can take your own personal responsibility. Yeah, do a bit of recycling, but in the grand scheme of things, it's going to do absolutely fuck all. And that's the reality. It needs to be a global-wide, corporation-led. You can't blame. Oh, you had 2 straws for a cocktail in August 2012. That's now in a fish, and you've killed the planet.
Your fault. No, this is
Which
the
is
thing.
why, do you know,
turtle's nose.
I know.
I mean, the needs, and this is where centralised government does have a role. So, for instance, black plastic. A lot of people don't realise that black plastic completely and utterly can't be recycled. So, like, all your fucking ready meals and shit like that, all in this black plastic, all of that shit can't be recycled. And there's no reason for it to be in black plastic. It's just that they think your lasagna looks nicer in the black tray. Than in a fucking slightly shitty white plastic tray.
That being said,
that's
though,
a fucking outrage.
That being said, though, did you see the thing though where a bunch of people, I think it was Morrison's or somewhere, where like all these people took all their food and everything out of the plastic wrapping before they left the shop and just piled it up in trolleys for the staff to deal with. Now, I got the sentiment, but I also thought, what a fucking wank bag thing to do to the staff. It's not their fucking fault. Like, they're just doing their best to earn some money, and now they've got to clean up all this bloody plastic you guys have left behind it.
I'm probably the only person in Scotland who's against the bag tax, but it seems like I don't believe in like this whole thing where you have to pay 5p for your bag. But my reasoning behind that, right, is like it doesn't actually save energy or plastic. I think we probably use more plastic now
because everybody buys a fucking bag for life.
I looked at the stats, and if you buy a bag for life, like a Hessian bag, like I've got, I need to use that for 6 years without washing or replacing it to have used less energy. And had less impact on the planet than just using plastic bags. Because when I used plastic bags, I just used them as bin bags, so they would be used twice.
Yes, but the plastic itself is a problem in terms of it going into the environment compared to the Hessian bag. It's not just all about the carbon emissions; it's about the amount of plastic going out.
But I think most people are using bigger plastic bags. Big like. Bag for life bags, which are made of plastic also. See,
I do my shopping I ride a bike, so I do my shopping on a push bike, and I've got a good sturdy rucksack, so I've haven't used placky bags for years.
I feel like it's kind of like performative, it's just to make us feel good about ourselves, though, in a way. How much effect is it actually having? Like a positive effect,
because you can tell
by like ourselves more.
So they put it on like the side of the bag, and it's always got some bullshit slogan on it and some like pretty flower or something like that. So it's like, look at you helping out, and you're like, you're not really, am I? What is the point in having like a bag for life that you're then filling full of plastic? If everything else in the supermarket, we're consciously removing the plastic from that, and we're putting it into a non-plastic bag, this now makes sense, right? Yeah. But if we're then just like shoving a bunch of plastic that you can't recycle until, but you've got your bag for life now, well, that doesn't make any fucking sense, does it? So in your case, even though you're using a backpack, you are still shoving it full of plastic. So you're kind of helping, kind of, And that's the kind of bullshit which I hate.
I've got the best example of that, and when I lived in Japan, they're really into recycling, and there's different days, and you need to break stuff down to loads of different stuff. And I did this for about 2 years because I was part of the town had to do it, and then someone told me, "Oh no, they only do that so when they go and burn all of it." This is true. They know what temperature to burn it at, and I was like, "What the?" And then from then on, I just lumped it all together. I did a little bit, but then I was like, oh, that is just broken. This. I thought I was saving the world.